Alright, out there, for all of you guitar players and drummers and recording nuts, this is a video for the equipment that I currently use and own and or am borrowing for recording purposes. I have a lot of good sources. One particular source is my church. They're very nice. Props to Cornerstone in Watertown, South Dakota. Um, I'm not gonna let you look at my messy studio this whole time, but we'll talk about a whole bunch of stuff: strings, mics, or not picks, guitars, drums, keyboards, pedals, all that kind of stuff. So grab a bowl of popcorn and so this is my mic locker. If it was a real locker, it would have a lock on it, but it doesn't. So it's kind of a mock mic locker. So, anyways, first off. This is an Audix D6. I use this for the kick drum. I've used it for about 4 or 5 years now. It's got a great sound to it right out of the box. Of course, I EQ it later. These are the CAD, I think is how you say it, or maybe it's CAD. I'm not sure. These are the CM217s. They come in pairs, and for $50, they're actually really not that bad. I was using some PV something or other pencil condensers for my overheads on my drums for the past few years, but I was borrowing them from the church and they needed them back, so it's a good thing that I bought these as a backup because they actually work pretty good. This here SM57, that needs no introduction. I use that on guitar cabs and occasionally snare, but not for this album. I haven't. This here is an MXL 910. This actually was just released this year, and it's a large condenser vocal microphone. It's inexpensive, but it actually gives me pretty good results. I've been using it on vocals for the record. In the past, I've used this Audio-Technica AT3035, which I will probably never sell because the thing is so fantastic on guitars, like acoustic guitars, vocals. It has a nice mid-range quality to it that isn't harsh or anything. The MXL, though, does sound a little bit clearer in the highs and in the bass response. I probably won't be getting rid of this one because in my experience the MXL mics are hit and miss, and I think I got a good one. So I've been tracking vocals with this, and I've had good results so far. Um, got a couple other mics here. An SM58. Not using that on the album right now. That is mainly live. I got another SM58 down there, so two SM58s. SM57 backup. Um, this is a CAD. It says CM217, but that's not what's in there. This is let's take a look here. I believe this is like a vocal condenser. I also use this for guitar amps too. It's CAD 95. I don't know. Bought it for like $30, and the thing is awesome. I mix it with the SM57 when I'm miking my guitar tones, and the CAD picks up the nice higher frequencies and the clearer frequencies, where the SM57 gets like the grit, and I don't know how to explain it. I'm bad at explaining, but it works really good together. Um, this is a AKG something or other in a PV bag. I don't know what's in there. I probably have not used it for a long time. So now we're going down here. These are not mics, obviously. This is a Roland Microcube. I used this, I remember this was like my main amp as well as my practice and portable amp for like 3 or 4 years back, like when I was younger. This was the amp that was, I don't know how many people out there actually follow my work, but Endless Road in 2005 and Empire Has Fallen in 2007. This was the amp that was used on it. It's pretty much gathered dust since then. I don't ever use it. I have a lot of amps. Some unused pedals. This Ibanez, I don't even know what it is. It's an EQ, Graphic EQ GE9. It's a vintage thing. It's pretty beat up, but it works really good. Yeah, it's sitting in here for a reason, I guess. And this is a Digitech Grunge. I don't use this very often unless I absolutely have to. It's not a bad pedal. It gets a bad rap, but it's really not a bad pedal. But it is unique, and I mean that in every way possible. Oh, back there we have a Danelectro Surf and Turf. I'm not sure if there's a pedal in there or not. It's a poor man's Dynacomp. I don't know why anyone, unless you were buying the original Dynacomp from the 70s and 80s, I have no idea why you would want to buy a Dynacomp now, because that is the exact same chipboard that's in a Dynacomp. It's the exact same thing, but it's like half the price, if even that. So yeah, I'm going to get off my soapbox now. These are some drum heads. Some of them are used, some of them are new. I like to keep some of my drum heads. I don't beat them up too bad. So if I need to experiment with different tones and stuff, usually instead of buying new ones all the time, I can reach into this collection here. This is a package of new ones. I got it for Christmas from my mom. Thanks, Mom. Black suede. I haven't put it on my kit yet. I've heard good things about it. So, anyways, that's that. This is a little bag of Electro Voice microphones. These are my drum mics. I got it for $100. It's a $499 drum mic set, but it was on clearance for like 10 minutes online, and it was sold out. And I'm very glad I got into that, so it was nice. More drum heads, mostly used. Some Ruby 6L6s, new in the box. Haven't used them yet, like my JLJs. TuneBot. Haven't learned how to use that yet. I tune by ear still, but it was a Christmas present, and maybe I'll learn how to use it. Let's see, what else we got? This is the MXL 910 I was talking about in the wild here. We got some strings. Let's see, music equipment, abbreviated. I have a huge collection of strings. I usually buy in bulk once every 2 or 3 years. And it really helps out, because if I'm looking for a certain sound, I can just reach into my string collection and just grab some strings and put them on. A lot of people argue there's not differences, but there really is. I mean, I have noticed tons of differences between strings. So, Martin Lifespan, these work on Martin acoustic guitars really well. In fact, it's probably the only string that works as well as what you hear from the store when you play them. Got an old school pack of Fender Original Bullets. Don't know when I'm ever going to use them. DR strings. I've been a fan of DR strings and almost exclusive user for years now, but lately their quality has dropped a little bit. Some of their strings are they're kind of buzzy, or they won't intonate properly out of the package, so I'm kind of disappointed. Shame on you, DR. These are good strings. The Mellow Yellows aren't made anymore. These are fantastic strings. I've never heard better strings on my Yamaha acoustic I put them on, but they're not as good on other acoustics. It's like magic. So, we got lots of different kinds. Neon, cool blue, or peacock blue, cool blue. I like colors. These are D'Adderios. I bought a whole bunch of D'Adderios a while back. Got them for really cheap. Some Fender strings. We got some Dean Markley's Blue Steel. Those are fantastic strings. Musician's Gear strings are probably one of the best values on the market right now. Probably the best value. They're not the best strings, so I don't always use them, but they are fantastic strings. I have like tons of these little guys. Bass strings, D'Addario. Not a fan of D'Addario bass strings, but I got these buy one, get two free, so hey, what's up? JHS bass strings, cheap crap. Got a whole nother collection of strings back there. What is this? This is DR High Beams. These are on my Schecter. That's what's going on the album. They have a nice cutting tone to them. That's pretty much it. Everything else is just kind of junk in there. So, right over here, this is my Presonus Fire Studio. This is what I use to record with. It's a fantastic unit. Very clear. Here's my pedal board. I've used several pedals over the years, and I mean literally probably dozens and dozens and dozens. If there's a pedal, I've probably used it, unless it's like really old. But I do like my vintage pedals. This Thomas Organ Crybaby, this black one, This is an original one from the 70s. It's not a Dunlop. It's not a reissue. It's an original Jimi Hendrix Clapton type wah. It's my secret weapon. It just is so vocal. It's amazing. I love the thing. It was also modded for a power switch, which is awesome. So I can plug it in for power. We have a Fruit Loop box. It's a looper. All of my pedals aren't plugged in right now. As you see, my pedal board is kind of a work in progress. There's some missing